everyone, I'm the 1312th Man. You know what? I'm just going to do a midnight movie review. I figured I'd look through the library, see what I had, and see what I want to talk about. And I'm in a hitchy kind of mood. I said a hitchy? Yeah, so talking Hitchcock. You know who I'm going to bring in. I've got to bring him in. Plus, the powers are talking to me. Yes, let's bring him in. Fang!
Sure, baby. Just let me get a little more comfortable. Oh, for crying out loud! I'm this close. Hi.
So how you doing? Okay, I know you're on a date. Give me a break. You're on a
Oh, it's more than just a date.
Oh, you're paying for it. No?
I wish I could hurt you, but there would be video evidence.
Oh, I'm doing a midnight movie review.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
Sure.
And the powers are speaking to me, and I thought I would talk about Psycho.
Well, you certainly have knowledge in that area.
Yeah, Hitch. You've seen Psycho.
Yes, I have.
And let's just do like a real quick, synopsis of what the movie's about, and we'll talk about our feelings about the movie, and what would you rate it?
Okay.
So the movie starts out. It's Janet Leigh. She's in Arizona. She works for a bank company. She was ready to get out of town. A bank. She's ready to get out of town for the weekend to meet up with her boyfriend.
Oh. Okay.
And she's snagged some money. Along the way, she trades in her old car for a new car, a newer car, I guess I should say, and she winds up at the Bates Motel, where unfortunately bad things ensue, and the whole thing turns into not a whodunit, but a mystery of, is he going to get away with it? This was a movie put out in 1960 by Universal with Alfred Hitchcock. Just a plethora of things about this movie that are great. Tell us I know you've seen it. You're a Hitch fan.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on?
Well, I had seen one or two episodes on one of those TV stations that air old programs. Like
AMC or TMC.
Back then, I think I'm talking UHF of some kind.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
I'm old.
Well, he says that, but I'm older than him, so...
And so I'd seen a couple of episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, but I had never seen...
Okay, that was on Nickelodeon when we were younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, before they became like the children's channel, it was like Nick at Night.
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I'd seen a couple of episodes of
Alfred Hitchcock
Presents, and I had never seen one of his films.
Okay.
And so one day, I get one of the early cable networks, movie channels, was showing Psycho. And so I was allowed to stay up late and watch Psycho.
Cool.
All by myself.
Yeah.
At a very tender young age. And let's just say that, well, I'm not talking out of school. You've talked about this before, about Race with the Devil. It freaked you out.
The only movie to ever freak me out, that came out in 1975. I was like 8 years old when it came out, and it's the only movie to freak me out. I could sit through The Omen and all that other stuff, and Omen freaked the redheaded monster out.
But Psycho was the very first movie that freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give a spoiler away, although if you haven't seen it by now, what is your problem?
And where the hell have you been? The big reveal.
The big reveal. In the basement, when the chair turns and you see who's sitting in the chair. The chair I was sitting in, I levitated about 4 feet off of it, and then I ran screaming into my parents' bedroom.
It's that scene in the cartoons where you see them lift up and their feet are in motion. Yeah.
And at first my dad thought I had a nightmare or something. and he kind of laughed. But he was angry that I woke them up, but he kind of laughed.
Yeah.
And so that movie holds a particular near and dear place in my heart.
Understandable. I mean, I know how you feel. Like you said, you brought Race with the Devil. I remember seeing it, and it freaked me out. And then when I got it on a DVD, you know, it still has a very creepy factor to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I'm old enough to know that this isn't going to happen to me, but still kind of gets your stomach in a knot. It's not that it doesn't make I can't sleep, but it just kind of goes, ugh. Mm-hmm. You know. So does that happen with you with Psycho?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No. But
just me.
Yeah, just you. But North by Northwest is one of my favorite films. It's not a horror film, but as far as Hitchcock,
it's a Hitchcock film, dude. I mean, it's a suspense thriller, you know. So.
The Birds actually doesn't really faze me. I never.
Mama Wolf loves the birds,
you
know.
But Psycho, the big deal, you know, subsequent to seeing Psycho, I started to learn and hear more about Hitchcock and the artistry behind the movie Psycho, and how they have this big movie star and they kill her off right away.
Yeah. And the thing that I love about Psycho, and I've said this before in a couple of my videos, is the cowboy hat. The cowboy hat scene. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's Jenna Lee. Jenna Lee at the beginning of the movie, she's getting dressed. She's in a white bra. She's in a slip. She's getting dressed. And in the old days of westerns, the good guy wore the white hat. The bad guy wore the black hat. The minute she steals the money, she goes in. She changes her clothes. She goes into a motel room. She's in a black bra. That's Hitch telling us that she has now become a bad person.
I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anyhow, when I saw the film the first time, I didn't know any of that, and it didn't faze me. It's like this big deal about the film that this big star is killed off right away. Sorry, spoilers. Sorry. And and
who the hell's Vera Miles?
Yeah. and that, you know, it just seemed to me, that just seemed natural. It's like, well, of course, what's the big deal, you know?
There'll be another star that comes along in a second, you know? It's a great movie. I think it's well acted by everybody. Martin Balsam, Vera Miles, Anthony Perkins did a great job as Norman Bates. Across, just give us a good idea, you know, if you're gonna give this Chainsaws.
Oh, I have to go with, what's the top? 4? 4 Chainsaws.
4 Chainsaws across the board? I'm with you on that, man. This is a 4 out of 4 Chainsaw movie. There's not a flaw to it. And it's in black and white. Universal wanted to shoot this in color.
But see, you could never, at that time, you couldn't get away with the shower scene in color.
You could get away with the shower scene, but you couldn't get away with, they used Yoo-hoo for, the look of the blood that went down the drain. It was a Yoo-hoo, and they couldn't do that with color. It's like they'd have to come up with fake blood. Fake blood in the 70s was always too bright and red, so fake blood in the 60s was just, it just looked like ketchup, So yeah, they poured a Yoo-hoo down the drain. There's a lot of really cool things about this movie. I just love finding out more stuff about Hitch and what he did. It's he didn't get the respect he deserved from Hollywood. I mean, honestly, you look at the movies that he made over the length that he did, and it wasn't until he died in 1980 that they gave him an honorary Oscar.
Well, in my perspective, a lot of people seem to discount Hitchcock or try to diminish him slightly by saying, well, all of his movies are formulaic and he followed it was all, calculated and everything. And I'm like, but it works. There's an artistry to that.
So were John Ford's. So were Billy Wilder's, I mean, honestly, Psycho aside, The Trouble with Harry is a great comedic film. And Hitch didn't get any respect for that.
And I also enjoy a lot of his early work back in Britain.
Back in England, yeah. You know, the original 39 Steps, you know.
That's one of my favorites, too.
Yeah. No, I love a Saboteur, Sabotage. I guess my top 3 Hitch would be Psycho, Lifeboat, and The Wrong Man.
I go, in no particular order, Psycho, 39 Steps, and North by Northwest.
And just for honorable mention, because I would love, like I said, if it was top 5, this would be number 4. I Confess with Montgomery Clift.
My honorable mention would be The Lady Vanishes.
Right on. So for that, you know, I mean, check out Psycho. I mean, if you haven't checked it out yet, or just tell us what you think. Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, share. You know, Fang's always going to be around somewhere. But you know, I mean, he'll be around. You know, I love popping him in and out. I just love to annoy him. It's so much fun. But yeah, do that. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I'm the 13th Wolfman. Of course, I'm on the prowl.